What's up guys, I'm Zach and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out one of my favorite upcoming streetwear brands named Revelations, based out of Australia, my home country. With that being said, I typically start with the items that I'm sort of mid-range excited about and move to my favorite item towards the end of the video. However, today we're going to flip-flop it and actually check out the piece that I'm most excited about their most recent drop first, and sort of move into the other items throughout the video. Now, before we actually jump in and look at these garments, I do want to preface this by saying the sizing. Now, sizing guide wise, I have actually sized up in every item here today, as I did message Revelations and they said that though these items are meant to fit a little bit cropped and boxy, if you wanted a more typical or a little bit more of a roomy fit, to go one size up, which I did. Now, I do normally wear a size large in all my t-shirts. However, the items today will be a size extra large. And in terms of sizing for myself, I'm actually 92 kilos and around 6 foot tall, or 182 centimeters if you want to be exactly precise. With that being said, moving into my favorite item, as I mentioned, this is the long sleeve here. Now, this is a utility long sleeve. Now, something that I typically don't go for is long sleeves. If you guys have been around my channel for a while, you would know that I actually don't like long sleeves in general. I feel like they're a bit boring, and if I wanted to wear something a bit longer, I'd wear a jacket. Just never really been a big fan of long sleeves. I don't like how they sort of fit a little bit too long, it seems, or they just cuff at the end of the actual sleeve itself. However, we don't have the case with this one. Moving into those actual items and those sort of garment details that actually differentiate this from a typical long sleeve that I personally wouldn't like. As you can see, the cuff is open towards the end, which does give it a little bit more of a sort of loose, boxy, oversized feel. And you do have an element which I was a little bit skeptical about at first, because I do like going a little bit more minimalistic as of late. And it does have a pocket on the side detailing, which is an actual pocket that you can use. However, I definitely like it just more for the aesthetic purposes. Now, as I said, I was a little bit unsure about this detail, but I actually think it adds a little bit of a flair to this item, especially because it is, at the end of the day, it is going to be a sort of washed out long sleeve. It just gives it a little detail to allow the item to pop. Getting into the actual garment feel, and this is going to translate onto the next two t-shirts as well. It is a little bit thicker to the touch, not too heavy. It is definitely a nice sort of mid-range to heavy weight, but it has got quite a soft touch to it, so you definitely don't feel the heaviness as much as you would in a typical item where it's a little bit more rough texture. So yes, quite soft on the body, very comfortable to the touch. Now, getting into the actual sizing elements in terms of how it fits. Now, this is something that I've loved from Revelations, because you can tell they're not just buying blanks from another website and throwing their own label on it, because these items are definitely cut to sew pieces, and you can definitely tell that in terms of the fit. Now, this one is quite cropped on the body. It finishes just a little bit below my waist. As I mentioned, I am 6 foot, so it is just a little bit below my waist, which is honestly perfect sizing for me. However, I will say, if I put my hands up, I might be showing a little bit of belly action. Nothing that I would be doing too much often, unless I'm at a roller coaster putting my hands up. So for majority of the cases and wearing this out, that is no problem whatsoever. And I do love the cropped fit in general. Anyone who's stuck around my channel, you know I love a crop boxy fit, and this is exactly what I would have ever wanted in a long sleeve in terms of the fit of the garment. Pleasantly surprised that I actually enjoy this piece, let alone let it be my favorite, considering I don't own a single other long sleeve, because any long sleeves that I've bought before, and as you can see, I have 100+ videos on my channel, of which maybe 1/3 of is some long sleeves that I've tried on. Don't like them. This piece, love. However, moving into the next piece, we have the short sleeve boxy crop t-shirt. These ones I have been wearing on the daily, as it has been quite hot as of recently. Now, you do have it in this beautiful sort of washed onyx feel. As you can see, you can get a bit of the quality in terms of the neck collar there. I feel like that's always a good way to sort of see how the garment is going to fit, because you have got that structured neck collar there. Now, as this is a little bit more of a heavyweight garment, as I previously mentioned, soft to the touch, but is a little bit more on the heavier side, you will see that on body, it does flare out a little bit between the sleeve area, which I do enjoy. Once again, it just brings out the garment a little bit more wider, giving it that boxy appeal, and I love that. Once again, one of the details I really loved about this piece is the fact that it's cropped. I cannot handle t-shirts which are longer, especially if they're going and ending around the crotch region. I would prefer it a little bit higher above, as I just feel like as many of you guys will know, the rule of thirds, it just works out a lot better to have a longer pant, bit of a cropped t-shirt, and of course your sneakers on the bottom. With that being said, love that wash, and that is something that Revelations has definitely been known for. They know what they're doing in terms of these washes. I will say this wash here, especially this sort of light gray charcoal tone, something very reminiscent of Yeezy Season 6. Now that, I would say it's actually probably spot on in terms of the wash. Really love it, but I actually prefer the quality on this garment. With that being said, let's move into the third final t-shirt. Now, why am I doing a video just on a t-shirt and long sleeve? It's because of the fit. At the end of the day, you can buy a t-shirt from 100 different retailers. But you know, someone like Jerry Lorenzo was so well known for just the quality and the fit of a regular white t-shirt. And that's what I feel like I personally move towards, especially when it comes to streetwear and in purchasing garments, which honestly, I do not frequent buying as many items as I used to. So it is very hard for me to find items that I'm going to love in general. So it is going to come down to the fit. And that's why I want to show you off these items, because the fit on these pieces, immaculate. With that being said, this is the white t-shirt here. As you can see, you've got that same ribbed collar there, quite thick, great in terms of quality. And this is just a nice plain white t-shirt here. Honestly, can't say too much on it. It's going to fit the exact same way as the previous washed Onyx version. Though I will say that this t-shirt honestly reminds me of something. Now, this is going to be a super specific detail, but Uniqlo used to have an oversized Airism women's t-shirt. It had a small split on each side. It was very oversized, very boxy, longer on the sleeve, but then quite cropped. And these t-shirts honestly remind me exactly of the fit of those Uniqlo Airism women t-shirts. Yes, I know it's very specific, but I will throw it up on screen. A bunch of us boys had actually picked them up. Unfortunately, Uniqlo got rid of them. So there's no real t-shirt that I can find on the market that even sort of is reminiscent of that fit until Revelations. Now, I don't want to go on too much about the t-shirts or the long sleeve. I love these pieces. Unfortunately, my camera decided to die. However, I was about to say that Revelations has actually moved into accessories as of recent, which did include a pair of sunglasses. Honestly, looks incredible online, and low-key wish they sent me out that one. However, I'm not going to be disappointed because they did send me out this washed black cap. Now, for me, I gotta admit, this hat, beautiful. I love it. I love the washed. I love the distressing. I love the elements of this hat. It has all the sort of details that would scream Zach on a hat. As you can see, got distressing towards the front of the brim there on each side, and you do have the Revelations branding very monochromely stitched into the side there as well. However, I don't wear hats. I love that Revelations sent this out, but I just think my head is disproportionate. It doesn't work with hats. Though today we're going to put it on. I'm going to show you. I feel like if I was into hats, that this would be it. But I'm looking at myself in the little viewfinder over here, and yeah, I don't know. Let me know down below if I suit hats. I think, like, honestly, this is the type of aesthetic and vibe I would go for in a hat. If I was going to go for a hat, I just don't typically wear hats. So as much as I love this hat, and I can recommend it for anyone who wants a sort of distressed, washed out hat, once again, very reminiscent of Yeezy Season 7, 6 hats in terms of the actual wash. However, this has got the distressing elements, which I actually prefer. I just don't wear hats. So it is a great piece. I will mention that. But I do want to mention some other pieces that I really do love from Revelations, because yes, this was only about t-shirts, a long sleeve, but the brand has so much more to offer. Now, I'm not too sure if they're actually still stocking their cargo pants, because that was their initial drop, which would probably be over a year ago. But I know they still have their hoodies online, and their hoodies, I feel like, is what Revelations has done perfectly. I am going to just throw them up on screen now. I know these are my previous videos. I would highly recommend you go check them out down below. But just to see the actual fit of the hoodies themselves, Revelations killed it. They're a great brand. I know they're going great places. And now with Revelations offering both pants, hoodies, got the t-shirts, long sleeve, hats, accessories, sunglasses. It's no longer sort of an Instagram brand that sort of just sells a few products. I feel like this is really them coming into their own as an actual brand establishing themselves. Yes, relatively small, but I would highly recommend that anyone who wants one, I gotta recommend their hoodies first. I've got to say it, their hoodies are immaculate. My best comparison is, think about the 2020 Vision hoodie from Kanye West when he dropped that one in that sort of lilac, lavender, purple. Imagine that, except they've replicated it in their other hoodies. They've got zip up versions. They fit perfect. They're cropped. Guys, check out Revelations. You guys are gonna love it. This is not a sponsored segment. This is just me saying, man, thank you Revelations for killing it, and I can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. With that being said, the link to their store is down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. See yous.